Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Mae
And I'm Karen.
and we are from
Boomers to Gen Z. So today's topic is a bit more spicy. May wants to know, how do we keep a man?
I would really like to know. So for all you Gen Zs out there who are wondering how to keep a long-term relationship, we're going to be speaking to Karen about it, who has been married for a very long time.
Too long.
No, so don't go away. So Karen, how long have you kept your man?
Close to 32 years now.
I'm not even that old.
So I am old. I'm ancient. I'm ice age ancient in her eyes.
So I feel like people always talk about the 7-year cycle.
Yes.
Every 7 years things drastically change. So you've kept your man for multiple 7-year cycles.
Mhm.
So what do you think is the secret for a woman? Men, please mute the video. How to keep a man? How do you keep a man?
I think the first thing we need to know is that we talked about this, that in any relationship, whether it's with a spouse or friend or whatever, we first must allow change. We must allow that we will change in because we have to grow. We have to grow together, right? That's number one. Number two is the 7 year cycle is truly where it's like a innate behavior that we actually change ourselves every 7 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the things that we have to understand first and foremost. I can't speak for anyone else, but in my personal relationship, is that I think my husband and I, we both keep each other on our toes.
Okay.
So we try to like if I exercise, just an example, if I exercise 5 days a week, I would I ex I and it suddenly that week he's done the sixth one. I feel like I need to up him,
Okay.
and so we're constantly trying to push each other to be better versions of ourselves. So I think that's really really important. And the other thing that in terms of the physical, we always try to be attractive for each other. We do make effort to that we go out on those dinner dates and whatever, that we make effort to look nice, not for ourselves only, but of course to our spouse, to make sure that they feel, wow, my wife looks so nice, or my husband looks really nice. So we do that. And really, you know how women likes to be complimented, so do men.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
when your partner does something nice, say it. Say thank you for arranging this wonderful holiday for us, or thank you for being a good father, or oh, thank you for doing this, whatever it may be. And I think that's really important because, in any relationship, any we all want significance. Tony Robbins talk about all the 6 or 7, I can't remember now, levels of significance or character that we all thrive on. In a lot of cases, significance is the most important one, because you want to be significant to whoever is important to you. Like, for instance, I would be heartbroken if my husband doesn't think that I'm his significant other.
Mhm.
That if he thinks that my presence doesn't matter.
Mm.
So wouldn't you want your husband to be your significant other?
I think that that's like really, really strong advice. And I think that the word significance is not something that I know that my generation, we don't really reflect on it. We don't think like, is this person a significant part of my life? We don't. We're just like, do I like it? It's very simple. And I think that if we
Probably
keep,
also physically.
yeah,
It's more physical. Yeah.
and I think that that's why probably a lot of relationships break, because you're not thinking about it on a deeper level.
Correct.
How does this person become one with you? I know that there's a lot of these like quotes and memes out there now that like, oh, I am a one and he is a one and together we are two. Like when you say that you become one, I think that that's what Karen means, that you become something that enables each other to be the best versions of yourselves. It feeds indirectly to each other as individuals.
Correct. Yeah.
You're able to coexist obviously happily, but you're also be able to stand strong as two different people.
Right. And that's important because it doesn't mean that you have to like everything the same or to do everything the same all the time. It's also learning how to allow that person to have his or her individual likes, but you come together with the things that you both enjoy. So, like you find common things that you enjoy very much and you find solace in that, and at the same time, you know I, I I approach the relationship as I would with a friend now,
Mm,
because I you wouldn't talk nastily to your friend,
no.
and you wouldn't like you'll be very kind to a friend. So why are we nicer to a friend instead of to your spouse?
Mm.
And you don't expect your friend to know what you have in your head or what you're thinking. Um, but why do you expect your husband or your spouse to know what you're
And you
thinking?
become very snappy when they don't.
Exactly. So I think if you approach every relationship in that manner, you will have a more um, fruitful and more clear objective in any relationship. Like, and I say not just in a intimate relationship, but like even with my children and my friends now, I actually, yeah, I kind of put it out there how I see our relationship and say, okay, let's, we haven't we have been so busy, we haven't caught up with each other, why don't we do this? And then I do make a lot more effort now to text my old friends and say, hey, it's been a long time, are you okay? So I think, yes, relationship takes a lot of effort, right? Yeah. And that's how I feel you keep your man. And let me share with you these things, ladies. Man is not always about the physical beauty. And I'm sure we've come across people where they found that their mistress is not as attractive as they think they
Mm,
are. It's nothing of that sort. It's actually a lot to do with the fact that they found someone who listens to them. They found someone who kind of respect them, and that's why they move relationship. They that's why they get their girlfriends and they will cheat on you. It's because, first off, are you giving him the kind of attention that he wants or he needs? Are
mm,
you um, are you listening to him, or are you putting him down for that matter? Especially when you're married for 30 years, sometimes you can get nasty, and I have been myself. So the question is, what role did you play in that relationship? And then I'm not saying that we kowtow, or we how to say, uh, do everything to please him kind of thing.
no.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, if you wouldn't you want someone who listens to you instead of playing with the phone all day
Mm,
when you're having a meal? Wouldn't you want to have a conversation where someone says, wow, you're doing so well, and give you lots of encouragement and all that? So do that for your spouse or your significant partner, because that's what makes a relationship important. And who doesn't like the occasional, oh wow, you look so good, oh wow, you did that so awesome, and who doesn't like that?
Yeah, I think that that's really important. And like last month, me and like my, I don't know why it sounds so weird to call him a boyfriend, but yeah, my boyfriend basically. Um, we did this thing where we were trying to discover each other's love languages. So we know what the love languages are. I knew it and he knew it. So we were like, okay, for this week, we're gonna figure out what's each other's languages, love languages. So we did different things to see how each other would react, and we would take notes into like, okay, this is what I think it is.
Right.
And at the end, we actually asked each other like, oh, is this your love language?
Right.
And like for me, it's like acts of service.
Okay.
So when he does acts of service, I really feel loved because I'm like, oh, he took the time out of his day. And for him, to me, it's actually words of affirmation.
Right.
So now that we've discovered that, like, there's no like, because you can get really busy, right, with like life and things, and sometimes you feel like you're not seen or heard. But the love language is how you can actually speak to the other person's character that they might be blind to. How do you just sort of like them again,
exactly.
So that's been a really nice activity. And now I just get lots of compliments throughout the day, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
and it's just it's nice. It's nice.
Very nice. I mean, and like my husband is his love language is more affectionate. He likes to kiss, he likes to hug, and all that. And I'm just totally opposite. So but I do it with gestures by making sure that he has his food, or I get his favorite whatever, and so so I do make effort to kiss him and hug him, and I would always make more effort than ever to thank him and say, oh, thank you for getting me my cup of coffee in the morning, or whatever it is, and just remember to refresh that relationship as if it was like your new friend or new boyfriend that you are dating again, because we need that. And of course, joke, have fun. After 32 years, it's a long time with
And it's so
somebody.
nice that you still say thank you. Because I feel like some married couples, they get into this loop where they think that, oh, my husband owes this to me, or my wife
And then it goes
owes
like a
this to
grunt.
me. Like, oh, that's not very normal what he's supposed to do this. And then you start thinking about all of the things that he or
Stop
she
taking for granted.
that he or she doesn't do. And like, no, they don't have to do this for you. They're doing it because they want to, or maybe they think that they should do it for you, but the fact is they're still doing it.
Yeah.
So acknowledge it.
Exactly. So be kind in that sense, ladies. And I say it not just to the ladies, the guys
Also
who are
the
listening. Do take that effort, and we do. Um, I am openly saying that we I am menopausal, and it is to have intimacy is very very difficult, because it's just that our libido and the fact that we are vaginally we are very dry, it's very painful. And how I approached with my husband was, I shared with him and I said, I want to have sexual intercourse, but this is something that I am feeling and I can't, because it's very painful, it's uncomfortable. And so you walk through it, and you can talk about intimacy could be just touching, hugging, massages. It doesn't have to be the actual act of penetration.
Yes.
So, we try to keep our
My
romance.
intimacy is feeding me. Feed me.
Eat. And so, women, if you feel that you would like to share with us your challenges, especially for those of us who are at the perimenopause, and you feel that it's like 20 over years and 30 over years of marriage, and you feel that there's no more spark, share with us. We are, there's so many things you can do to keep your marriage, your spark alive. And it doesn't have to be expensive stuff.
No.
I don't think we need to. We do enjoy a lot of nice evenings together and just joke and laugh, and yeah.
I think that that's nice. And I hope that all of us, all of you, get into long lasting relationships. But at the same time, if you feel like it doesn't meet all of these things that were just shared by Karen, then it's okay to get out of it. Also, don't let the time be a factor to
Yeah.
why you should find yourself stuck in situations. And I think that I realized that for my generation, and especially the ones younger than me, I think that we were in the middle, right? They call us the hanging ones. So the ones between 1997 to the year 2000, we're like hanging in the middle. We're not as like Gen Z as the Gen Zs, but we're not as boring as the millennials. So we're like in between, and a lot of the millennials, we saw them have a lot of failed relationships. Like we watched them not start dating properly until they're in their like mid 30s to 40s. Actually, a lot of the millennials
Is
did
it?
this. Yeah.
Oh.
Um, so now all of the Gen Zs are in relationships for 15, and they try to stay in it. Don't have to.
Don't have to. But also, it is super important about communication.
Yeah.
Definitely. Again, I say not just in the intimate relationship, but in every relationship we are in, is you know how you put the word out, the sentence out. Be mindful of what you're saying, and again, active listening. Let that person really share what they need to share without interruption. Um, so I think listening is a very understated skill that people are truly not. I think Malaysians in general are not very good at that. I know my parents are really bad at listening. So if you share that same sentiment, please make a comment below. And yeah, because we need to learn to listen, so that only by listening we can understand, and then we can make those positive changes, right?
Yeah.
So in saying that, please, this is only for entertainment, not any marital advice.
Please make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, comment below so that we can keep doing this and we know what you enjoy and maybe don't enjoy so much. And we'll see
We'll
you
see
next
you
week.
next week. Bye bye.
Bye.